go. Okay, thank you everyone for coming to this extraordinary meeting. Nice to see you back, Maggie.
Thank you very much.
Glad that you're feeling much better now.
Thank you very much. And can I just thank everybody? My flowers, they were absolutely lovely. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Item number 1 then, apologies for absence to receive and approve apologies for absence. Tracy, who have we got?
We've got apologies from Paul and Barvin.
Paul and Barvin, okay, thank you.
And Steve Phillips.
Who's that?
Steve Phillips.
Oh.
Okay, thank you. Number 2, register of interest and dispensation to receive any declarations of interest or dispensation regarding any items on the agenda. Tracy, I believe we have some.
Yeah, so I've received dispensations from Tanya, Cameron and Wayne in their role as borough councillors, but they're here as town councillors in capacity as town councillors, not as borough councillors.
And I just want to say as well that Tracy did check with the monitoring officer and she gave the advice that they were fine to take part as long as they declared that interest before the meeting, which they've all done in writing. Item number 3, public participation, to open the meeting to allow members of the public to make comments. There are none. Any members' questions at this point that anyone wants to raise before we move on? No, okay, item number 4. Events working group, to consider and agree to form an events working group consisting of no less than 3 members and to agree terms of reference. So we circulated before the meeting some terms of reference. This is to get a little group together because we have booked a stall for Eastleigh Pride, which is on the 9th of September. So it's to get a little working group together to sort that out and any other events that we want to start attending as a town council. Does anyone want to make any comments or ask any questions at this point? Has everybody had a chance to have a read through the terms of reference, and are there any issues with those that were drafted? Does anyone want to add anything or change anything, or is everybody happy with those?
No, I'm not something.
Do you want me to, can we get them up, Alex?
Yeah.
Yes.
They're not very long.
I do have minutes.
I'll read it through.
Let me redo this.
Well done.
Okay, right, that's a bit bigger now.
Josh has been here for you, so that's great. 2 hours.
Do you want me to read them out, Eileen? Or you?
Fine, I've got it here.
Yes, it would be good to straight.
Yeah, I'll read it out then. In fact, I've got it up here on my iPad. So the events working group is a task and finish working group that will report to Eastleigh Town Council Policy and Finance Committee. The group composition should be a minimum of 3 councillors as voting members with not less than 3 members constituting quorum. The membership of the events working group shall be elected at the annual council meeting in May of each year. At the first meeting following the annual council meeting, the working group will elect a chair to preside at its future meetings. Eastleigh Town Council conveys to the Town Clerk delegated authority to make decisions on behalf of the working group. The delegation does not extend to matters expressly reserved to the Council in legislation or in its standing orders or financial regs. If expenditure of any kind is expected because of the working group discussions and Town Clerk decisions, as long as it falls within the budgetary threshold set by the Policy and Finance Committee, the Town Clerk has authority to approve the expenditure. The working group shall meet as and when required, either remotely or face-to-face if deemed necessary. Working group meetings are not required to be held in public. Written notes will be taken as a record of the working group's decisions and will be circulated to all councillors. Their responsibilities are to consider events for the community which will be facilitated, organised and run by the Town Council on an annual basis for the benefit of all aspects and areas of the community residents, paying particular attention to the vision of the Council. To plan and run community events within approved budgetary thresholds. To engage with community organisations in the running and organisation of events, to promote community events and to be innovative with events and put together an events programme. So this was sort of put together based on what quite a few other town councils have. The delegated authority bit to the clerk is just so that the working group don't have to continually come back to council before they can spend any money. So as long as they're within what is in the budget line for events in the budget, Tracy would be able to just approve the spending of that, and then the notes from any of that meeting will go in. It just saves all the, officially having to come to a meeting every time. Are there any questions on any of that? Anyone want to add anything to it? Or is everyone happy with that? Okay, does someone want to propose those? Tanya, a seconder? Kathy, I saw you first. All those in favour of adopting that? It's resounding yes, I think. Thank you. So the next part of that was then to come up with some members to join the working group. So at least 3, we can have as many as we like, but a minimum of 3. Have we got any volunteers? Don't all jump at once. Your only task at the moment is to just decide what to do for Eastleigh Pride, whether that's just have a stall and talk to people, whether you want to do things on the stall, or... Tanya, thank you. Anyone else? Alex? One more. Somebody?
Oh, go on then.
Thank you, Kathy.
I do probably have stalls there, so I'd be spread really thinly on the day.
It's just that I think I'm mainly just organising what to do in advance, and then I'm sure other members of the council will be quite happy to be there on the day and, you know, man the stall at various points. So is everybody happy with those 3 for now? Tanya, Alex and Kathy. Any advance on those? I suppose we'll have to vote on that. Proposer for that? Gavin, seconder? Josh, all those in favour? Resounding yes, thank you. Item number 5 then, remove the barriers. To agree to affiliate with the Remove the Barriers initiative and appoint a council lead. So I circulated some notes from the meeting that we had with Dave Pragnell from Eastleigh Borough Council and Chandler's Ford Parish, who started this campaign. He did record the meeting, but unfortunately when it went to save it, it all went wrong. So all that he provided was a written transcript of the entire meeting, so I just went through that and took the notes out of it. I know a few of you were there at that meeting. Does anyone want to add anything or ask a question? Comments? Support it? Not like the sound of it? Kathy?
I see that after the complaints about the highway works, they were removed pretty quickly. So it just shows what can be done.
Dave said that he does have good contact at Hampshire County Council, so he can get straight in there and get things done, as long as they've got the money to pay for it, of course. But he can, you know, he's very good at doing that. Does anyone not want to affiliate with it or have any issues with it?
No, not at all.
Peter?
Only an issue with regard to barriers which were there for a purpose. If that purpose is no longer required, then they should be removed. But if they still serve their purpose, then it brings another issue into play.
Yeah, Dave did mention that, and he said a lot of them can be adapted so that they're still serving the purpose that they need to serve, but they also allow people with pushchairs and wheelchairs to get through as well. So yeah, they do look at all that. Eileen?
So is this led by the residents actually contacting?
Yes, anyone can go onto their website, fill in a quick form, and then that sends an email to Dave, and then if we appoint a point of contact within the council, they will get that as well. We can put it on our website. What it needs really is appointing a lead to look at this for the council to then meet with Dave and discuss sort of what to do and how to progress it so that we get involved, I think is the idea. Tanya, did you have your hand up?
I just noticed, I was looking at the link, and I was doing it on incognito mode because it's through Outlook. I'm out on the main. Anyway, the long and short of it is if you click on the link for the form, it asks you to log into a Google.
Yeah, it is a Google form, so
there could be a better, easier way.
we can do something through our own website, to be honest, if needs be. It's very quick and easy for me to set up a form within our website.
That would be a bit slicker, I think.
Yeah, I think so as well. Then it saves people not having to log in to a Google account. Yeah. Does anyone want to propose us affiliating to that programme then?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Kathy, any seconder? Eileen? All those in favour of affiliating with Remove the Barriers? I think that is everyone, thank you. So we need to appoint a council lead to look at after this for us. Are there any volunteers?
I don't mind leaving, but basically I need to speak to Dave.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
If you're happy to,
Well, I'll
Eileen.
do it jointly, or maybe you need more than one if it's too much on one.
Who wants to do it first then?
Eileen, you want to do it?
I need to talk to Dave first. That's what I've already said. Okay.
If you're happy on the proviso that once you've talked to Dave, if you decide you don't want to do it,
Yeah, then I'll speak.
then we'll, is that okay?
Yeah.
Would everybody be happy with that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, so proposer for Eileen. Maggie, saw you first. Seconder? Gavin? All those in favour of Eileen? I think that's a yes. Are you abstaining, Eileen? Thank you. Item number 6 then, the main event. Confidential session to resolve to move to confidential session due to the confidential nature of the business about to be discussed. So there's no public here. I'm going to end the recording at this point. Okay, item number 8, date of next meeting. The next meeting of the council is scheduled for the 13th of September 2023. Thank you very much. That's the meeting closed at 7:46.
Oh,
Oh,
done.
well